Because it's a million times Van done called me, and I have to break down like hood to him one-on-one in L.A. Different hoods, like who's beefing with who, because he's really infatuated with
snitching on the phone.
How's that
about who's
snitching?
beefing?
To the homie.
Is that snitching? Can you?
So you try to get the game from AD and then go take it to your boss that fired you over there at TMZ.
We weren't.
Wait.
Go over there. When he fired you over there,
one thing
you know what I'm saying? You was the black nigga they had to go.
One
go.
thing I can say.
Your ass should never streamed out Kanye.
I wasn't doing it. I wasn't doing the thing. Actually, TMZ, being the TMZ nigga is the reason why I kind of needed to figure out where I was in different places. Because they'll be done a story on a rapper, or they'll be said something, and then niggas will press you. Niggas will press you from having been on the site of a story that you had nothing to do with. Raquel be done a story, and then you'll be out somewhere, and they'll be like, hey, bro, why I can't get it? I'm like, what the fuck is going on? So when I first started meeting AD, I started kind of learning my way around the city and stuff.
Oh, you needed some protection.
Not protection. See, look, but here's the thing, though. This is what this is my thing.
But AD was getting some of that TMZ money, and
I'm
you
from
getting
Baton Rouge,
extorted.
right? And so I know for damn sure that if you come to where I'm from, you're not just gonna move around without knowing where you're supposed to be and tapping in with who you need to tap into. So my respect for LA and my respect for my adopted city just means I need to know what's going on, where things are happening. You know
That's crazy because the homie just called me. He said, I'm getting bigger and bigger doing this. And he from out here. No, he not from out here. He be like, I'm big, but he was like, I'm getting bigger and bigger doing this. And he was like, I gotta choose a side. And he like, what side should I choose? Because you gotta have like some people to know. It's either Crips or Bloods. What am I supposed to do?
Not
guide me in the right way, because if I get into some shit, I'm gonna get robbed here.
Is that how he worded it though? No.
Here.
Wait,
I gotta
T-rell.
have some people under my belt.
Go ahead.
Wait, T-rell. But he worded it like that, like,
Yes.
who do I choose, Bloods or Crips?
Yes.
What was yours response? Who was bitch?
Come fuck with us.
That nigga over here. Yeah. No, but
Come to Fig, bitch.
You know, when niggas can talk to me like that, I send them over to AD, man.
for sure, I'm gonna run the race.
Yeah.
Hey, no, but the way that Van conducts himself, like, you don't have to choose no side when it comes to shit like that. Like, when I met him, he was lit at the TMZ parties, bro. You know what I'm saying? Around a gang of white women, they treating him like he Black Jesus and shit like that.
Damn.
You know what I'm saying?
These
I
were the
promise
white
you,
women
bro.
that worked at TMZ. All right, I didn't bring no white
They
women
was
to the
praising
TMZ.
him.
What the fuck were you doing at the TMZ party?
So yeah, I was
Being
you know
mad
what I'm
at
saying?
Kanye.
But
Yeah.
see, here's the thing though. AD, me and AD, it was like a trade-off. Cause AD was in with the people at TMZ.
Facts.
So we would cover AD. Like, we took a great interest
Oh, you used to call
AD
TMZ
career.
on yourself.
No, I never called TMZ on himself. But we would send, if we knew AD was out somewhere, AD is such a solid nigga. And he was such a good nigga to everybody. And his energy was so good. He was one of the only people in the office that had everybody in their room for him. Everybody. You know, he had Raquel, he had fucking Chad.
Mike.
He had Mike, everybody room for him. So we see AD, we give him love. And that was I mean, that's how we got to know each other. You know what I'm
Facts. And I said that they was treating you like Black Jesus. There wasn't too many black people in the room, and I'm right there with you too. I'm like, hey, so I like that guy right there. You
So
feel me?
y'all guys, y'all really got something in common. Y'all was in there doing too much for the white man. You know what I'm saying? And it really didn't boil over like you
And then
really
they
thought
fire
it was
your
going.
asses for 4 jokes.
For some bullshit. For some bullshit, you feel me? Then you preached on some shit like he preached, when Kanye did some shit. Then, you had that preach when old boy Richard Spencer came up there. You had that long little talk.
Oh, it's the same shit.
It's kind of
Over
like
and
the
over and over
same
again.
thing. Like
Because-
it's like the cycle,
Okay,
bro.
look.
Like
So
really
let's-
nothing you really could do.
Let's reel it in. He the one that called me about the Richard Spencer thing. I didn't know nothing about it.
Oh, so he was been telling.
No, he called me, was like, hey.
How I'm telling about some shit that happened on no jumping. This nigga wild.
Hey, look, I didn't even know the interview happened.
T-rell's a piece of shit,
How the
bro.
fuck I told about some
So
shit
it's-
that
so
happened
it's
on
bad,
no
huh?
jumping? You know what I'll say?
Oh, so Ben was playing both sides.
I
No,
wasn't
he
playing
wasn't.
both
He
sides. I
wasn't. He
wasn't playing
wasn't.
both sides. What I was wondering though, just to be honest with you, is so I'm at TMZ and I'm there that whole time, right? Kanye shit happened, but I had been on my shit at TMZ. Like, my thing at TMZ or at any spot like that that's run by white people was making sure, to the best of your ability, that you maintain some sort of cultural integrity in the room. Because if you're not in the room, then that's how things get out of whack. And I give people an example of something. You don't necessarily have to be racist to do something that is so disproportionately hurtful to black people. There's a certain level of power to where if you don't care, it's the same as being racist. So if you talking your shit, you joking with your friends, whatever, you a white person, whatever like that, whatever, you say whatever, your friends might understand the joke. It might not come off as inherently racist. But if you are a place as big as TMZ or as big as any of these places like that, you have to have some type of sensitivity, because the voice is so big that just not caring the way it affects black people, it's the same as if you were trying to fuck over them.
But keep it G though. Do you feel like in that moment Kanye he was just misunderstood and it just came off the wrong way? Because you know he didn't intentionally mean any hurtful or like malice against our people and our culture.
So I wasn't necessarily talking about Kanye, but this is what I'll say about what I was talking about. So it's important to be able to be in the gap and stand in the gap or something like that. The no jumper situation is, for whatever reason, Richard Spencer, who is a Nazi, an actual Nazi, not playing around, like a real Nazi.
Yeah.
Comes on to No Jumper, and the interview is being had, and Richard Spencer is talking to Destiny, and everybody all knows now, Adam had asked me to do the interview. And there's no discussion, really, about how you go from being an actual Nazi to where you are now. And that's white. Is white people get to do all kinds of abhorrent, terrible things, and then just go, hey, I'm different now, I'm changed now.
I'm cleaned up.
I'm cleaned up now. And there's no discussion about what it is to do. But either you're one of us, you gotta go to the pen, you gotta get drugged through this,
Rehabilitation.
You have to come there, you have to show your ass all to society and prove that you are different than what you used to be. And so when I was looking at y'all, I'm like, yo, just to let y'all know, when I'm talking to AD, I wasn't trying to pump his head up. I'm like, yo, this actually does look crazy. In a real way. Like, this looks crazy. This isn't right. And when I talked to Adam, I'm like, you wildin'. Like, you're wildin' for having him up there. Richard Spencer was a part of the Unite the Right rally in Charlottesville, and people died. I'm not talking about some shit that happened to where, like, people died. They died because of the shit that he was talking. Hate crimes went up 17% during the time that Trump was president, and all of that was part of the white nationalist movement that Richard Spencer was a part of. If he want to get back in the good graces of society, he got some work to do. Now, the thing with Kanye is this. I don't really give a fuck what Kanye was trying to say. Like, there's a certain, what I could tell you is that since then, he said a lot of things that, he was definitely trying to get off his head. Like, if you say you like Hitler or if you say any of those things, that's all things that Kanye West said. What it is my job in that situation is not to get played by somebody saying something and me not disagreeing. So if you say slavery, 400 years, that seemed like a choice to me, I don't give a fuck who you are. I'm gonna give you a little bit of game.
But did you feel obligated as the only black person in there that, you know what I'm saying, you had to say something in that moment to protect the brand?